live on YouTube. Can you hear me clearly and see me clearly? Some dude was like looking at me back there wearing like a suit and a COVID mask. Maybe he's lost. Let me zip up my jacket a little bit because, give me a second here, because it's going to rub against, my microphone's going to rub against the zipper. All right. It's a little too high. Let's get this all taken care of here. All right. All right, how's everybody doing today? It's an overcast. It's making that noise again. Well, let's just do that. Let's just do this so it doesn't rub up against it. And make that annoying noise for the entire stream there. Yeah, it's an overcast Saturday here in Redwood City. And that's why I'm back at the park and not at a different location, because I want to run for shelter if it starts to rain. And I didn't want to cancel this stream today because it's a very important topic regarding, weight and how your weight affects all aspects of your life and what to do about it. We're going to get to that in just a little bit, but we're going to wait for some more people to join us before we get to that. I hope you all had a fantastic week. I certainly did. I've been getting a lot done throughout other aspects of my business, not involving this channel here. And I'm just feeling pretty good about the future. I have a feeling that 2022 is going to be my breakout year, because I think I finally realized and learned what I need to do to really, really get a business going in the modern world, especially if you use YouTube primarily to market it. I'll tell you, folks, it's been one hell of a learning experience. I can help you as well. If you want to work with me personally, go to my website, coach.eliasmelas.com, and go to the Coaching Services tab, and you'll find out more information there on how you can work with me. If you are a moderator, we're more collaborators. We can work together at no charge. But for everyone else, check out the website, coach.eliasmelas.com. Click on the Coaching Services tab. Make sure that you read all the instructions before you make your purchase. I have very, very specific and detailed instructions because I want to make sure that we're the right fit to work together and that you understand the terms before you make that purchase. How are you doing today, Lewis? What's been going on with you, brother? Yeah, like I said, it's been a great week. I've accomplished a lot. And while it may not appear that way publicly, I am setting myself up for the future and setting myself to help a ton of amazing people for the rest of the year and going into 2022, which is right around the corner. Less than 2 months away, we're going to be in 2022. And next month is my 48th birthday. Holy Jesus Christ. Man, I'm getting old. I don't feel old, but I know age-wise I'm getting there. But I don't I don't let that kind of stuff get to me. I know you ladies, once you hit like 30, it's like, oh boy, we're old, right? I think it hits ladies more earlier because women have a biological clock. And if they wait too much longer than their early 30s to try to start having children, the chances of them having kids decreases. So I can understand that. As far as men go, our, how do we say this to be YouTube friendly? I guess you can say it, our sperm. That's not a bad thing, our sperm, stays with us till the day we die. That means we can technically impregnate a fertile woman even if we're 80 years old. For women, it works differently. They have the biological clock. I wonder how life would have been if women did not have a biological clock and they were able to reproduce. Why in the world did that car stop here? Well, this is what I don't understand. That car just stopped there, was looking at me, and then took off. I guess people are just curious. They like to stir the pot, right? But yeah, I wonder how it would be if women had an unlimited biological clock. Like a 60 or 70-year-old woman being able to get pregnant and give birth. I think the oldest woman that's given birth is like 66. So, I mean, it's not impossible, but it's just highly unlikely because most women will go through menopause in their, by their late 40s or early to mid 50s or so, right? And even before that, after a woman hits 45, it's like less than 1% chance of her getting pregnant under perfect conditions. So there are far fewer eggs left. Why am I even talking about this? Little space filler before we get the show going here. So that way I can wait for a few more people to join the stream before we get right to it. Still around, Lewis Fuller? Well, let's just get right to it. Welcome to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli, the Walking with Purpose live edition, live from Red Morton Park in beautiful, overcast, and soon rainy Redwood City. Well, later tonight it's probably going to rain. This is episode number 161. Give me just a second here. Let me just pass on by. I didn't want to interrupt that lady who's outside of her house. Didn't want her to think that some crazy is walking by. This is episode number 161, and today I'm going to be discussing how your weight affects all aspects of your life and what to do about it. One more time, how your weight affects all aspects of your life and what to do about it. This is a very touchy subject for many people, especially those that are struggling with their weight in some capacity. This is not only for people that are overweight, but there are people out there that are underweight, that have desperately been trying to gain weight, but they can't no matter what they do. Now, typically the way you gain weight is by eating more, right? But I've even heard some people can eat 5, 6, 7,000 calories in a day. And because they have such a high metabolism, they can't gain any weight. Well, in my opinion, I'm not a doctor, but in my opinion, the reason why a lot of those people that are underweight that can't gain weight, even if they eat a ton of calories in a day, is because these people are always moving around and they're burning off those calories. And their body is like a furnace. So whatever they put in their stomach that particular day, none of it gets stored as fat to gain weight, right? You need to store some of those calories in order to gain weight. If you burn them all off, you're not going to move the needle, right? But more importantly, I'm not saying this is more, technically it's not more important, it's about the same level of importance as being underweight, but in my opinion, I think it's even more unhealthy to be overweight than be a little underweight. And I'm going to share with you folks here today my thoughts on how this affects all aspects of your life, so you can relate to it, maybe identify some of the struggles you've had because of it, and this show may motivate you to do something about it, which I'll share with you folks before this show ends, what you can do about it, and how you can lose the weight, and how you can lose it rather quickly. But if you're going to take this journey of losing the weight, you got to stick to it. It's not easy. It's not easy at all. And there are going to be days where it's going to appear like when you step on the scale that you're not moving the needle forward when you technically are, because a lot of people don't realize the scale picks up water weight. And what you're trying to do when you're losing weight is lose fat. Okay? A lot of people don't understand that. And they do everything right for a couple of weeks. They may lose a few, 2-3 pounds. And then all of a sudden, they do it for another week and they don't lose another pound. Well, they technically do, but they don't realize that because they're drinking a lot of liquid, that's, and depending on the time they step on the scale after drinking that liquid, that's going to be added water weight. That's not going to give you a true reading of your fat loss. Again, losing weight is about losing fat. Because if you have too much excess fat on your body, it affects other parts of your body. It affects other organs. And it's not healthy at all. And as you get older, if you continue to stay overweight, if you've been overweight since you've been younger, and as you get older, you continue to remain overweight and gain more weight, you're basically putting yourself in a position where you might not live as long as a normal, healthy person would live. So that's one way that your weight affects all aspects of your life. If you stay healthy and fit, you don't have to be in the perfect shape, but be in reasonably decent shape, you're going to live longer. That's a great benefit, right? What's another benefit of, being healthy and fit? And what's another reason, on how your weight affects all aspects of your life, which is what I'm trying to say? Well, when you put yourself out there in the dating world, right? A lot of people, you know, seem to complain that, oh, they're not accepting me because I'm fat or I'm ugly or I'm unattractive or whatever, right? Well, I'm a good guy. And I'm not here to criticize anybody. I'm not here to hurt anybody. I love everybody. But the only way I can get you to realize this is by being brutally honest. And I'm going to say that, you know, who would prefer to be fat and overweight, right? Who would prefer to be fat and overweight, right? You weren't born fat or overweight, right? You became fat / overweight because you ate too much each day. You ate the wrong foods, right? More processed foods and foods filled with sugar, etc., right? And you didn't exercise at all. So when you don't exercise at all, don't move around every day, and you eat like crap every day, you eat processed foods, or you go to McDonald's every day, Burger King, any fast food place, that's horrible. It's not good for you. Every now and then you can spoil yourself. We all do it. I do it myself. But some people live at McDonald's. All right? So yeah, when you don't exercise and you eat crappy food and you eat more than your recommended daily allowance for your height and your weight, you're going to gain weight, right? But I was saying this was for in the dating world. Many people complain, oh, I'll never find someone because I'm not attractive enough, I'm not good looking, I'm overweight, I'm fat, right? The people that say that are people that have practically given up on themselves because there is something you can do about it. You've just chosen to not do it, right? Again, the people that complain, oh, I'm big boned, right? And boned's not a word, it's actually big boned. I love it when people say big boned, light skinned. Those are not proper grammar words. It's light skinned and big boned. And so I'm trying to get on out of here because there's some loud music playing in the background. And I know it's Spanish music, but who knows? It's probably in YouTube system, and they're in every country. Oh, man. It's still pretty loud. I can hear that over here. Jesus Christ. I'm not gonna go back that way the next lap. I can still hear that. Okay, now I'm out of the music zone. I'm trying to drown out the music with my voice. So yeah, I mean, the people that complain that they can't get a date because they're not attractive, you can do something about it. You can go on a diet. You can lose weight. I'll share with you folks how you can do that later on this show. Some simple things you can do, and as long as you stick to them, you'll get in great shape, and your life will change. It'll boost your confidence. You're going to feel better about yourself. You're going to be a lot healthier. You're going to be able to move around better. And you're going to attract more people into your life. And if you're a guy or a gal looking for someone to date, you're going to attract that partner of the opposite sex much easier. Because you have the confidence, and you're going to have the looks, and you're going to be healthy enough to have the energy to go out there and have fun and further attract someone by showing them a great time, right? And not being lazy, right? Because you're out of shape, right? So that's another aspect of how your weight affects all aspects of your life. Another aspect, and this has affected me in the past because there have been, a handful of times in my life where I've gained 20, 30 pounds, and that typically happens when I'm in a relationship. And I haven't let that happen for many, many years now, but a couple of relationships ago, that did happen to me. I gained about 25, 30 pounds, something like that. And while I didn't look horrible or anything like that, I could feel the extra weight. And what happens when men gain weight? Men's weight goes right to their stomach. They call it the gut, right? And what happens when even if you're like 5 or 10 or 15 pounds overweight as a man, it goes to your stomach. It pushes down, right? And where does it push down on? What's supporting that extra weight? That's your back. So even if you're 5 or 10 pounds overweight, this is how important it is to get in shape and stay in shape. Even 5 or 10 pounds can make a difference of your body, working properly, especially as you get older, and preventing complications. Your back's one of the most important aspects of your body, right? And just think of it. Think of it this way. Okay? If you have an extra 5 or 10 pounds on your stomach and your back's taking that load, it's kind of like attaching a brick to your back, like a 5 or 10 pound brick to your back. How about you take a 5 or 10 pound brick, make a necklace out of it, and put it around your neck and see if you don't harm your neck in any way, or it wouldn't choke you basically because it's from the backside. But put a 5 or 10 pound brick. I'm not saying do this. I'm not saying do this. This is a hypothetical. So don't do this. Sorry, don't do this. If you put a 5 or 10 pound brick around your neck with that extra weight, it wouldn't be pleasant, right? It's the same concept as being 5 or 10 pounds overweight as a man, because men gain their weight primarily in their gut area, right? That's why you see men with big guts and then they still have, normal sized hands and legs and stuff like that. When women gain weight, they gain it differently. They gain it in the buns, hips, and thighs. And don't get me wrong, most guys do prefer a woman to have some buns, hips, and thighs. We're not talking, gigantic buns, hips, and thighs, but, a little curvy, maybe a woman that's, 5 or 10 pounds overweight overall would still be a healthy woman. And because women's weight is distributed differently, it doesn't affect them in the same ways as it affects a man, right? But still, for the most part, both men and women should do the best they can to get in the best shape possible and stay in the best shape possible. Another thing, when you're in better shape, everything else works better, right? Get to move around better. I believe it also, affects your immune system in a good way. When you're out of shape, folks, it creates a lot of complications, a ton of complications. So those are some examples there. So if you get yourself into really good shape, You're going to feel more confident. You're going to look better. You're going to feel better. You're going to be healthier, right? You're going to live longer, right? You're going to attract more people. You're going to feel like you're on top of the world, right? Who wouldn't want to be on top of the world, right? But in order to get there, you have to love who you are, love what you see in the mirror, but also love how you feel physically, right? Because people that are out of shape, like I said, they have lots of complications, back issues, other pains, other aches and pains that make it even difficult for you folks to walk around. I would know. I herniated a disc almost a couple years ago, and it's pretty much practically healed now. But let me tell you, it was a pain in the butt. And why was I able to recover from it pretty much completely? And man, that dude was looking at me. I don't understand why these people look. As people are just really, really just strange people nowadays. They're just so unhappy and miserable within themselves that they gotta do stupid shit. It's just really ridiculous. Rather than focusing on bettering yourself and making yourself happy, right? Like I've been saying during many of my streams, you're not going to be completely happy with yourself and be in the best place within yourself until you're good at being alone, and you're happy when you're alone in the same ways that make you happy when you're around other good people that you want to be around. I am back in the stream. My internet has been a pain in the butt all day. I don't even know why you're trying to stream, Lewis, when you know what the issue is and you're getting your Wi-Fi extender next week. You just miss streaming, huh, Lewis? You miss engaging your audience, right? By the way, Lewis, I don't know if you saw my posting behind the scenes in the Coach Eli moderator group through Facebook Messenger. I looked it up, and what YouTube has done is they've practically opened up live streaming to everyone again, but there are some exceptions for channels under 1,000 subscribers. So you still only get full access to mobile live streaming from the YouTube app once you reach 1,000 subs, and then it takes a week or two for them to activate it. But for all other channels, as long as you fulfill the requirements, like verify your account and some other things, you can go to the YouTube help page on Google, and it'll tell you. You'll be able to live stream with less than 1,000 subscribers. But for people that have less than 1,000 subscribers, they limit the amount of viewers you can reach until you get to over 1,000. And when I activated on another account that has about 400 subscribers on it or something like that, it basically told me you're limited to reaching your subscribers plus up to 25 non-subscribers, to stream. Once you reach 1,000 subscribers, you will have full unlimited access. And what happens is to those limited accounts, once your live stream ends, YouTube will automatically put the live stream replay to private. You have to go back in there and flip it back to public. Now they're doing that because they've had issues in the past when they did wide open live streaming years ago for mobile, and a lot of people did crazy things. All you had to do was create a new stock account on YouTube, verify it. People were using fake numbers to verify it. Wait 24 hours, because you have to wait 24 hours to stream on any new account, even non-mobile. And then boom, you can go streaming from mobile and just do stupid things. So YouTube is just trying to, create a balance between giving all creators access, but making sure that they do it in a way where they're able to control and prevent, stupidity, right? I've said this before, I'll say it again. This is what they also mentioned on the help page. Like, they're looking at your history of your account. If you have a good account history with your YouTube channel, any issues that happen, they're more prone to take care of you because, I've had this channel for almost 3 years now. I got a false community guideline warning like a week and a half ago or so, right? They said I was cyberbullying and harassing, right? And that wasn't, right? It was a mistake, right? So I wrote them, on the appeal. I'm a channel in good standing. I help people, I'm a coach, and I help people by preventing them from being cyberbullied and harassed. I think your artificial intelligence or human reviewer made an honest mistake. Please consider reinstating my video. 5 minutes later, they reinstated my video and I won the appeal. Why did it only take 5 minutes for them to approve it? Because they knew it was a mistake. Mistakes happen. But also, they looked at my YouTube account and they're like, this guy runs good, clean content, doesn't attack or harass anyone, is professional, respectful, mature, has high quality audio and video, good thumbnails, right? And has no copyright strikes, no community guideline strikes ever, or even content ID claims. They immediately reinstated it. So that's that, Lewis, just in case you or anyone else was wondering. Give me a second here. So I'm going to share with you folks during this lap. So if you're underweight, what I would say is definitely go and see your doctor. Because if you're underweight and you're having a hard time gaining weight, I would go and see your doctor. There's probably some other medical condition that's affecting you from gaining weight. If you're overweight, I'd still go see your doctor, but you can start your diet. And I'm going to give you folks a pretty simple diet that has worked for me in the past, as long as you stick to it. You stick to it day in and day out. Now, until you lose the weight, you got to be a little more strict with yourself. But once you lose the weight, you can have a few cheat meals every now and then, but you still have to moderate things, and you want to maintain your weight at that point, right? So losing weight is the hardest. Maintaining it is a little easier. Okay, I'm back once again. Welcome back, Lewis. No worries, bro. Come and go as you wish, man. So the easiest way I've found to lose weight is to basically cut out all carbs and sweets, or eat low carb and high fat. And I'll tell you why. Because when you eat high fat, such as meats, cheeses, other proteins, right? I like a lot of ground beef. People that hang out with me wonder why I love burgers so much, and a lot of times I'll eat the burger without the bun, right? It's because I like a lot of ground beef. I like a lot of protein. Protein fills me up very fast and makes me feel full without eating an excessive amount of calories. And not only does it fill me up fast without eating an excessive amount of calories, it also keeps me feeling fuller longer. I don't crave another meal for, 6 to 8 hours, sometimes after eating a bunch of protein, right? Maybe eating 600 calories of protein, right? Maybe 700, depending on your caloric needs, right? But what happens instead of eating, let's say, 5, 6, 700 calories of protein, such as meats and stuff like that, right? What happens if you eat 5, 6, 700 calories in one sitting of bread or sweets, right? Or any other carbohydrates like pasta, right? What happens? Okay, it gives you a temporary feeling of being full, right? But what happens 20 minutes, 30 minutes after dinner? You feel hungry again, right? When you technically aren't hungry, you feel hungry, right? And a lot of times, those sugary and starchy foods, right? Okay? Those sugary foods, they're going to give you that sugar high. You're going to feel on top of the world for like 20 to 30 minutes. Then you're going to crash after that. And in order to try to regain your energy, you're going to eat more food, right? And a lot of people will just keep eating more of the stuff that got them to crash, like the breads and pastas and the sweets and all that, right? That's how people gain weight right there. They don't realize it, right? They're eating the wrong foods. It's more about the foods you choose, which is going to determine if you're going to be able to successfully lose weight or not. So that's the difference right there. That's why when you're losing weight, I recommend that you cut out all sweets, cut out all sodas. You can drink diet soda, but a lot of people that go on a diet don't like diet soda because part of the reason why they got fat was because they were drinking a ton of regular soda on top of eating sugary sweets and other carbs, breads, pastas, all that kind of stuff, right? So to lose the weight, you got to cut out the sodas, at least the regular sodas. You can drink low calorie or diet soda if you'd like. Okay? There are other alternatives nowadays. There's like vitamin water, and get the vitamin water with zero, okay? There's vitamin water with tons of calories in it. For those of you that need to gain weight, get the one with the calories, right? For those of you that are trying to lose weight, drink the vitamin water zero. Drink the zero sugar products. That's right, they're changing everything nowadays from diet to zero sugar. It's pretty much the same thing, it's a different label. Because a lot of people have, or a lot of people feel ashamed admitting that they're drinking diet drinks, right? Because they've been so scrutinized for decades, right? But the truth of the matter is, if the diet drinks were really as unhealthy as people say they are, they would have pulled them from the market. Quite frankly, because of the diet drinks, that's one of the main reasons why I've been able to keep my weight up, because I love my Diet Coke. I love my Diet 7-Up. I love my Diet A&W root beer, right? And more so, I love the taste and the caffeine, and the ones that do have caffeine. 7-Up and A&W root beer don't have caffeine in them, but Coke does. But what I more so love about the sodas is the carbonated water. I love the carbonated water and the flavor. And it refreshes me more than just water. Water, you want to drink a lot of water too, don't get me wrong. Get your regular water in. Get 6 to 8 ounce glasses of water each day. So that way, you keep your system clean and helps your digestive system too, helps you poop better, right? You want to drink water too, but if you drink soda like I do as well, and you want to lose weight, go to the zero sugar diet soda, right? Or vitamin water zero, or Gatorade zero. A lot of people love Gatorade, right? A lot of people would say in the past, "Oh, Gatorade is very refreshing and it's it's a rehydrating type of drink." But a lot of people didn't realize until they came out with Gatorade Zero, no calorie Gatorade many years ago. Gatorade, the regular Gatorade, has a ton of calories, and you can drink Gatorade like it's water. Because it practically is like flavored lime water. Now they have different flavors too, right? To compete with other companies. But yeah, people that were drinking a ton of Gatorade were gaining weight. Right? I remember one of my favorite drinks when I was younger was Hawaiian Punch. Right? I think they do have a 0-calorie version of Hawaiian Punch. I'm going to go back this way because I'm not going to go through that music zone again. No big deal. But I used to like Hawaiian Punch. Would drink it like water. When I was a little kid, I could handle it because I was playing a lot of sports and burning a ton of calories. I wouldn't gain any weight. I would drink Hawaiian Punch like I owned the company. Like drinking water. And then, as I started to get older, I kept on drinking Hawaiian Punch. And then the pounds started to come on, and I'm like, oh shit. Okay. You get older, start working, you're not playing as many sports. You're still working out, but, when you play sports, like a couple sports during your grammar school days and high school days, I mean, you're burning a shit ton of calories. So, I mean, you could pretty much eat or drink anything and you just won't gain any weight. But not when you get older. So I started to realize how regular soda and regular sugary drinks were starting to make me fat. And that's when I made the switch to 0-calorie stuff, which was known as diet back then. Some companies still call them diet soda, but most of them are heading to zero sugar. So you want to cut out, like I said, your breads, your pastas, your sugary sweets and drinks too, and focus on, eating high fat meats, turkey, bacon, chicken, beef, etc. Right? Fish is good for you. I'm not a big seafood fan, but fish is very good for a diet. It's also very good for your eyesight. Again, I'm not a big seafood eater. I do not like seafood, but I do know it is good for you. I wish I did like it. I just don't like the smell or the taste. But health-wise, it's one of the healthiest foods you can eat. So now that you know what you should be eating and not eating during your diet, and this is only as long as you're dieting. When you're maintaining, once you reach your goal weight, when you're maintaining, you can incorporate some carbs back in. But at that point, you want to more so watch your calories. Calories in, calories out. We'll get to that in just a little bit. So, now you know what you need to eat. This is what I would do to get on a daily regimen to lose the weight. What you want to do is limit your calories every day. If you're a man, to about 1,500. If you're a woman, about 1,200, because women are supposed to weigh less. And it's going to be easier for men to lose weight than women because men are supposed to weigh more, right? And the more you weigh, the more calories are required to maintain that weight. So losing the weight initially and for the most part, it's going to be easier for men than women, but it's not impossible. It's just going to take women a little bit longer because of biology, them being a woman and us being men. And you can go online, and there are a bunch of calculators that you can Google search, right? You can Google search a BMI calendar, find out what your body mass index is. You can find calorie calculators where you can input your age, your height, your current weight, right? And when you do that, it will basically tell you, approximately how overweight you are, and it'll basically tell you, some of the calculators will tell you what you need to do to lose the weight, right? But I'm going to give it to you here in a nutshell, okay? Let's say, I'm about 175 pounds. Let's say I was 200 pounds and I needed to lose 25 pounds, right? And let's say at 200 pounds, my daily caloric needs to maintain my weight, I'm just going to make this up. It's pretty close, but I'm going to make it up. Let's say it's 2,000 calories, right? So if I just eat 2,000 calories and do nothing every day and be sedentary, meaning not move around, burn any extra calories, I'm going to stay at the same weight. But if I want to lose those 25 pounds, okay, I have to eat less than my body burns. Because when you eat less than what your body burns, then your body starts to dig into your fat reserves, right, to keep you going. And if you need to get rid of some fat to lose the weight, right, that's a normal, healthy thing to do in that situation, right? If you're underweight, it's a different story, but we're talking about people that are overweight. So here's what I would do in that situation. I would make it a point to walk an hour every day, or get on the treadmill for an hour every day, or do 1 hour of exercise every day, right? No matter what it is, right? And when you exercise for an hour every day, depending on your intensity and what you do, on average, you're going to burn about 500 calories. Maybe that's a little bit more, but it depends on your intensity, right? You get on the treadmill and you are alternating between fast and slow. That's called HIIT, high intensity interval training, HIIT, which is a good way to lose weight and burn more calories. You probably burn more, but let's take 500 calories. Let's take 500 additional calories you're going to burn every day, in addition to what your body burns doing nothing, which is 2,000, I figured out for me at 200 pounds, okay? So now, my body is burning 2,500 calories a day between exercising and doing nothing, right? In order to lose 1 pound of fat, you need to expend 3,500 calories. I'm trying to move around so people don't interrupt me here and I don't interrupt them. Give me a second and we'll continue here. It's a good thing it's not raining. 15% chance of rain for the next few hours. And then it increases later on in the evening. So we should be good. So 1 pound of fat equals 3,500 calories, right? In order to gain 1 pound, you need to eat 3,500 calories more each day, or however long it takes to, or 3,500 calories above what your body burns to gain that 1 pound, right? But losing weight, you have to go negative 3,500, right? It's much harder to release, expend, go the other way, and lose or expend 3,500 calories, right? Let me give you an example of why it's so difficult to lose weight. I'm going to try to explain it as clearly as possible. If your body burns 2,000 calories a day, in order to gain 1 pound of fat, if you're trying to gain weight, you would have to eat 5,500 calories. And you could typically do that in a day. You know how easy it is to eat 5,500 calories if you ate the wrong foods? They'd probably make you sick, but we've all done it a time or two, right? So you could easily gain a pound a day by eating 3,500 calories in addition to what your body burns, right? But in order to lose 1 pound of fat, you have to go the opposite way. You have to eat 3,500 calories less. Now, unless you're extremely overweight and your body burns more than 3,500 calories a day on its own, and you're just a little bit overweight, like I've been in the past, okay? My body burns 2,000 calories in a day, and then I exercise, and I burn another 500. That means I'm burning 2,500 calories. If I limit my diet to 1,500 calories a day, right? I will then take 2,500 calories, which is the amount of calories my body burned on its own, doing nothing, and an additional 500 from working out. If I take that and subtract it from the 1,500 calories that I ate, that means I've eaten 1,000 fewer calories than my body's burned. That means I've expended, released 1,000 calories. But remember, 1 pound of fat, to lose 1 pound of fat, you need to expend 3,500 calories. So if I do the same thing every day, if I do it for 3.5 days, I will lose 1 pound of fat every 3.5 days. Why? Because if I expend 1,000 calories a day and I multiply that by 3.5, that's 3,500 calories, right? So I will expend, release 3,500 calories every 3.5 days, 7 days in a week, right? If I keep going, I will expend 7,000 calories a week, which equals 2 pounds. At that rate, I will lose 2 pounds a week, 8 pounds per month, right? And if I'm 25 pounds overweight and I do it for 3 months or 12 weeks, that's 24 pounds, pretty close to 25. If I stick to that diet for 3 months, day in and day out, I will lose that 24, 25 pounds and I'll be back at a healthy weight level. Easier said than done, right? Absolutely. It's not impossible. You have to discipline yourself. And let me tell you what's going to happen. You're going to start to do this diet and you're going to start to see results. And then your buddies are going to call you and say, dude, let's go to the bar and have a couple beers, right? And then you're going to think about it. You're going to be like, oh shit, if I go to the bar, I'm going to have a couple, 2, 3 beers. Beer is one of the worst things you could do to your diet. I would even cut out all alcohol too during this time. No alcohol. If you're going to drink any alcohol a little bit, maybe a little bit of wine or a hard shot, which those typically don't have any calories, but cut out all the beer. Beer makes dudes fatter than anything. Any guy watching this right now that's gained weight due to beer knows what I'm talking about. All right, I'm going to go the opposite way. So half the battle, or more than half the battle, is not even disciplining yourself. It's not giving in to peer pressure when your buddies are saying, come on, dude, you could break your diet for one night just to come with us. I remember those days. My guy friends tried to do that shit to me when I was trying to lose, 15 or 20 pounds, right? I said, no. I'll come hang out with you guys, but I'll have a Diet Coke. And I'll have, a low-carb burger with lettuce, right? I'd get there. They're like, okay, dude, that's cool. That's fine, right? I'd get there, and what do the guys do? Come on, dude, have a beer with us. Have one for old time's sake. One night is not going to ruin your diet, and one night will ruin your diet. You know why? Because one night will turn into two, two will turn into three, and once you stop that momentum of being consistent with it each and every day until you reach your goal, it's over. You're going to gain the weight you lost, and then boom, you're back to square one again, right? And you're probably feeling more depressed than you did initially, right? So, give me a second here. So that's how you do it, folks. Just stick to it. Be consistent. And don't fall into peer pressure. Only you are responsible for taking care of your own body. No one else is. So don't let anyone else dictate what you put in to your body and what you don't. And one of the major things, and I may do a stream on this maybe tomorrow, don't give in to peer pressure. It will ruin your life, all aspects of your life. It will. Because peer pressure, from other people that are trying to peer pressure you to do things you don't want to do, are forcing you to do things that they want to do that may be beneficial for them or not, but are definitely not beneficial for you. So don't give in to any peer pressure. And when you're on a diet, like I said earlier, your friends are going to try to peer pressure you to break your diet for one night. Don't do it. All right. Sorry, I had to check something out real quick. Now, when you folks reach your goal weight, where do you go from there? Do you continue to do the same thing? No. Because now you don't have to expend any more calories. Now you just have to maintain, right? So you don't have to cut your calories to 1,500 or whatever you need to cut them to create a caloric deficit so you can lose the weight, like I was mentioning earlier, right? So let's say you get to 175 pounds like me, or 170 or whatever, right? And you're at your goal weight. Now it's about maintenance. Maybe a little toning up and stuff, right? But you do that with exercise, push-ups, sit-ups, etc. You guys know how that works, right? How do you maintain it? Well, you go into that calculator again online, go to Google and find a calorie counter or a body mass index calculator, and figure out your caloric needs for whatever your height and weight is, like 5'10", 175 for me. I figured that out. I need to eat somewhere around 1,800 calories a day or so to maintain my weight, doing nothing, right? But if I go out and take, 3 or 4 mile walk, I'm burning about another 500 calories, right? So basically, if I do a 4 mile walk each day, 3 to 4 mile walk each day, and add on what my body burns naturally doing nothing, my caloric maintenance needs daily are about 2,300. That means I need to eat about 2,300 calories. Now, you're never going to get it exact, but you want to be close, right? And some days, you may have one cheat week each week. Cheat weeks are okay once a week. They actually throw your body off and they keep your metabolism going. That's a good thing, but don't do it more than once per week. So one day a week, you may eat 3,000 calories or 3,500, right? But the rest of the week, you're eating at or below your maintenance calories, which in my case right now is about 2,300, right? Basically what you want to do is take that number, 2,300, multiply it by 7, and do not exceed that number over the course of a week, and then you will maintain your weight, right? Again, if you eat a little bit more than your caloric intake 1 or 2 days out of the week, as long as you eat a little less the other days, and by the end of the week, you're, not over your caloric needs for the week, then you're good. No one's going to notice you gaining a quarter pound and then losing a quarter pound within a week. That's not noticeable, and it's not unhealthy. That's all you have to do. Now, I get it. It's easier said than done. And most people don't have the time or patience or think this content is boring to actually learn something that is going to change your life for the better. That's okay. The people that actually do this and they lose the weight and they see how much better they look and they feel a lot better about themselves, right? Their attitude's going to change in a more positive way, right? Then they're going to be more attractive to the opposite sex, right? Or same sex, depending on your orientation. I love everybody equally, okay? You're going to be attractive to people you want to attract in your life. Let's put it that way. I'll be a little PC, okay? So I love everybody. It's all good. It's all good in the hood. We're at 1 hour and 3 minutes. I'm going to go around one more time. And wrap this up in about 15 or 20 minutes. They call this the recreation zone. I think I showed this yesterday or the day before. I've been at Red Morton Park the past couple of days because it's been raining and I just don't want to get caught in an area without an overhang. I really want to go to the other trails, but I go out there. Once I'm out there, I'm stuck out there. If it starts to pour, I'm not worried about my equipment being damaged or anything like that because it's all waterproof, water resistant. But, I just don't want to get sick or anything, right? You don't want to get stuck in pouring rain, then you have to walk a mile out of a wide open trail to get the shelter, right? Maybe I should just pack an umbrella. Maybe I should bring a backpack on those days and pack an umbrella, right? And then I could just do this. One hand holds the selfie stick, the other hand holds the umbrella. And we're still live. It's raining, right? Yeah. So yeah, folks, you can accomplish whatever you want to accomplish in life. You just have to discipline yourself. And most people just don't discipline themselves. I've heard so many people in my life say, I tried a diet and it didn't work. Well, how long did you try it for? Well, I tried it for a week. It didn't move the scale. it stayed at the same weight. Well, did you drink a lot of water like you should? Yeah. I bet you lost 2 or 3 pounds during that week. You just don't realize it because you're weighing yourself daily after you drink a ton of water, and the scale is showing your water weight. And water has 0 calories. Water is the purest thing you can drink, right? There's just nothing in water besides just liquid, clear, natural liquid. One of the most natural resources on the planet is water. 0 calories. But, when you put water in a bottle, it weighs the bottle down. When you put water in your system, it weighs you down. Doesn't mean that it's fat, it's just water weight. So a lot of people confuse water weight for making no progress, right? I try to help these people, but I'll try again down the road sometime. How about start right now? You care about yourself? You want to live a long, healthy life? It's ridiculous to me how many lame-ass excuses people make when it comes to their weight, right? I tried, but I failed, right? Then you explain to them why they failed, and they really didn't. They just gave up, right? And then you say, okay, how about start again today, right now? No, I want to go hang out with friends tonight and have some beer, and I want to have some fruity drinks. Like some of the women love those fruity drinks, even men. There are some male fruity drinks like the Mai Tais and stuff. Mai Tais are good. Let me tell you something. You want to get a good buzz and put in a ton of calories in your system at once, then have a Mai Tai or 2. You get a good buzz at the same time, you'll be throwing down at least 1,000 calories between those 2 drinks, right? Why? Because they're very fruity. There's like grenadine in there, which is like syrup. Grenadine, it tastes good. Grenadine is good stuff, right? Well, I wouldn't say it's good. Well, it tastes good. I'm not saying it's good for you. In moderation, anything's okay. But grenadine is like syrup, right? It's all sugar, right? And then all the other, blends in the Mai Tai. Every Mai Tai has at least 500 calories, right? It's not the actual liquor in there. It's like the juices and all that stuff. And then the syrup stuff, right? Like the grenadine. So yeah, people just give up because they can't give up the luxuries for a little while to become healthier and live longer, right? And then what happens to these people? They get older, right? Now they're in their 40s and 50s and they have serious complications, or they have diabetes because they're out of weight. Or sorry, they're out of shape. They're overweight. They're out of shape, which is what I'm trying to say. Folks, the younger you can figure this out and maintain it, the better you're going to be in. You're going to thank yourself as you get older. I will tell you, if I was like 300 pounds right now, with what I went through a couple years ago, I bet you I would have probably had to have surgery to fix my herniated disc. But because I took care of myself, I've taken care of myself, my body has naturally healed itself. When you take care of your body takes care of you. I don't know how much more clear I can be. I just don't understand how so many people out there take their own body for granted, right? Now, I'm not about taking anything in life for granted, and I'm not saying I haven't taken anything or anyone for granted before. I have, and I'm sorry for it, right? I've made mistakes, right? But even if you take everything else in your life for granted, hypothetically speaking, the one thing you never want to take for granted is your health, is your body. I mean, seriously. You think a car runs without gas? There are electric cars, but you need to keep the battery charged. Is a car going to run without a battery or gas? No, right? You taking care of your body is going to keep it running. And that means giving it the right fuel, the right foods, right? Take care of your body, it takes care of you. We are at 1 hour and 10 minutes. I'm going to start wrapping this up pretty soon. Just going to walk around this building a few more times, get a little more mileage in. Folks, get your questions, comments, concerns in the chat. I'll be going off the air in about 10 to 15 minutes. My videos that are going to be elsewhere. I've created 4 videos already. And I'm not going to, later tonight, I'm just going to take the rest of the night off. But just in case you're wondering where my other content is, I've only been doing Walking with Purpose streams on this channel. There are many reasons for that. I've changed up where I'm going to be putting my content. It's going to be elsewhere from this channel. And I may get some occasional in-studio live streams going, but as you've noticed, I haven't done my in-studio live streams for a while. And just not feasible to do them at this point. The way I'm doing things right now, it's part of a rebranding and a restructuring, right? And I'm still, debating. Well, part of the rebranding is done. It's just a lot of you don't know about it because I haven't publicly announced it yet. And I'm just waiting for the right time to do this. But I don't know if I'm going to change the name of this channel or get rid of the Coach Eli title. I may not even make that decision until the beginning of 2022. I'm testing out a few things right now and seeing how they go. And then moving forward accordingly. Just come over here. I haven't been over here in a while. Look at how old these buildings are. Oh my God, this needed a remake. Senior Resource Center. My God, this building is so old. That's so old. Like, here's a look at the roof. I mean, I guess the roof is still okay, but that roof is really, really old. I mean, I shouldn't even be under this thing because who knows how safe it is. I mean, it looks sturdy. I mean, this is all old school wood. I mean, these buildings were built well back in their time. I mean, this is like a brick building, right? The newer buildings they build nowadays, they build with crappy, cheaper materials. So, I mean, this building and a lot of the buildings out here, they've survived so many winters. I mean, it's impressive, but yeah, it's time to, time for the change. And there's what it's going to look like again. Future home of the Veterans Memorial Building Senior Center. It's like a college campus. Look at that. It's even going to have a really, really cool, like, gold-plated sign or something like that. The U.S. flag and the California Republic flag. That's sweet. And look, when they created this picture, they added some birds there. I mean, this is just incredible. That's like state of the art. All right, folks, get your questions, comments, concerns in the chat. Going to be going off the air very soon. And then I'm just going to relax the rest of the night. I'm going to make myself some dinner and just take the rest of the night off. Folks, you know, when you create as much content as I do and as much content as some other creators do, it is draining, especially when you talk a lot like I do, right? Right? It just takes a toll on you. So you have to take breaks every now and then. But why do I push myself even during the times where I know I should take a break and rest my voice, but I keep going? Because I really love what I do. I love helping people. And in order to help people, you have to talk with them. And I love talking with people. I love engaging with people. But yeah, every now and then you gotta take a break and recharge and heal up the vocal cords and all that. So if anyone has any final questions, comments, or concerns, get them in the chat. I'm about to wrap things up here. Just gonna walk around and just show you how old this building is, but it's still standing. I gotta come out here and take some 4K footage at 60 frames per second, and then bring my Sony a6400 and get some digital still shots in very high quality, just to remember this place. And a lot of these walking streams, I've been doing them before any construction started here, so I've kind of done a pretty good job of documenting it, so I can always go back into my library of videos. I've been on YouTube full time now for almost 5 years. I've probably done over 2,000 videos. So I've got lots of footage. Kiss the chef. I wonder if that sign is going to make it to the new building. Old school electrical panel. I've shown this before. Like, look at how old this building is. But as old as this building is, I will tell you this: they keep it clean. It is clean. It's as clean as it could be. Look at this. Like, nothing's safer than brick. I'll tell you that. Brick won't burn. All right? Brick won't burn. That's the great thing about brick buildings. But they're pretty damn expensive. And I can definitely tell you that new building is not going to be made of brick. In this place, probably the only thing that would burn would be the roof and whatever's inside. The rest of the building is brick. Lunch program open during construction. All right, folks, I'm going to get on out of here and go and enjoy my night. Thanks to everyone for being here. For those that viewed this the whole way or that are going to be viewing this on the replay, listen, I understand some of these topics are not the most entertaining topics, right? I get how boring they can be. But I just want to share my information with you folks. If you actually just listen to what I say and you apply it, it will change your life. With that being said, have yourselves a good one. I'll see you all tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.